Go over this then. Alright, so started off with a cross court return. I have watched a bit of this video. Like, you guys look like you correct this around the 4th point. Just watch cause and effect here. Goes back to you, and then you're not fully set at the line here. You can see it kind of leading over, and this paddle's really far behind you for what we would just want the small dink.
You just end up getting beat with it, so that's
now. Dave's paddle's high, yours is low, and you can probably guess what happens from this position. I'd love to just get your paddle above the net here, just in a block position. Still has to be defensive, but you don't want to block from here because it will go short off. Okay, so with this one here, it's just the importance. You'll notice how short Tina's serve is. When you get this, it's your free ticket to the line. So you don't have to do anything special, which is exactly what happens here. Your partner just comes in, hits it. You'll notice you don't need to cover middle so much on this one. And on the other side, I would hope they would be screaming short, so they're aware something is incoming here. So let's just see how this plays out on a short return. I do like right here where you shift over right as soon as that ball went to Tina. So right now at this spot, I can't see your paddle, but I would hope it's up in front of you and maybe pointing towards that ball and posing a bit of a threat on the sideline. Then you'll see when she goes at your line here, you are able to shuffle over. See that? It's a good return here. And then the only thing is I would want you to be split right here. You can see you still have 1 foot and really narrow stance. So Tina chose to come at you. I don't think we'd be able to quickly get to where we need to go. So you could then be split here. Then when you notice she goes to your partner, you can then take that last step in. But just remember, you don't need to get to the kitchen in one fell swoop. You want to get as far as you can until your opponent is making contact with that ball. So it's a good note, like to yourself, as like once your ball crosses the net, start your split step and you'll be fully set by the time they hit the ball. This ball is actually on its way back to you, and you can tell on this freeze frame that we're not set. I like this partner communication. Okay. I want to freeze it here because this is a good thing to identify in a frozen frame. When your partner gets pulled off the side of the court, they essentially are shifting the court over to their side. So the middle has now changed. Andre, for all intents and purposes, is protecting a sideline to his left, which is out of play. And by you being in the middle of the court, you leave then the middle open between you and Andre. So look at Dave's paddle position here. Most of these balls, 90%, are going to come straight back through this left center of the court when someone's pulled off the court. So when they go over, you want to shift towards your partner and really close that gap. It's the fastest spot for the ball to travel, and people often just push forward on there. run and hit big backhands at them, like, they're already at the wall. Like that's security. They're there. You're not going to get through them, right? So you got to make a move. You got to make the ball bounce, right? Okay. Your goal is not to win this point. Your goal right now is get to the kitchen line. Then win.
You guys got one? 0-1.
Exactly. So we can be there, but it's like really, really soft from that spot. You're halfway there. You really got to touch the ball, and you're the rest of the way there. Don't give them something they can attack. I really like intent here. You can see you're trying to reset. Um, it's working for you. So what I would say now is let's move away from that highest part of the net and let's make our intent a little bit more over. Like we could probably go 2 feet over. So going forward, let's try to aim for the middle of the box in front of us. And then we're just going to have a little bit more room for the ball to travel, room for it to get up, and a little bit lower part of the net. So this intent is great. Like you're not going for a hero shot here. You're just trying to get it over. But then if we can just move it a bit more towards the middle of the court, with again, middle of the box in front of you to be clear, you just have a couple more feet for it to travel and a little more um, margin on the height just because the net's about an inch lower as you move over there. This point here, just look at your paddle here. It's kind of down, it's not ready for anything there. You move over, positioning's great, but holding it straight horizontal, I wonder what ball you're able to play from this spot, right? So if that ball came to your left, I think your paddle's still too left to play it. So let's just try to have it ready for that high ball, knowing that we can drop it with a dink. It's worth watching a couple times. It's great. You don't do much here. You're just getting it over. You earn the high bounce. You attack it right away, and then you're ready for the put away. You don't overswing on it. So again, you make it bounce. You earn the high bounce. You attack. You re-attack. Both those balls going down. Absolutely love it down. Points are great. You go here. I want you to stop there. So let's just make sure we full stop when the ball's crossing the net. Make that our intent, something to focus on. Up. I want you to split now. Split again. That's a good split there. Yeah. And you're going to see why in these next couple points why it's so critical for you to be able to create offense off that split. Coming to you. There. Split there. You're stable. Ram. Another one. That's the second speed up you've done from the right side, going cross court, like middle line, and catching your opponent for a winner. I believe you do it on this point coming up as well. There. So there you overrun it, and you kind of go back and split, put yourself in position, and are able to hit another winner.
That is, I started 3-1. All right, buddy. What the talking is in case we don't execute perfectly, but we're trying.
If you're not the one getting the second, this is where you're stopping. I just what we want to try to eliminate from our game when we're transitioning in. So on the point coming up, I've instructed you guys to stop on these circles if you're not hitting. So notice, so I guess it'd be this next point after that. You hit the ball, he keeps hopping forward, and I don't believe he has the information he needs, whether he needs to go forward or back. So I would want him to stop now and look at paddles. That one he gets a little bit ahead of it again, and the ball hits the net, and it's like you don't know if it's going to be high or short, right? You're really just hoping in that scenario, and by you I mean your partner in this one. But this is great because we're all guilty of it. Just make sure, yeah, on this dot, we're stopped here, watching, looking to see what type of shot it is, and go from there. It'll really slow the game down so we're not rushing. He goes for the nested. Cover middle. Let's get our paddles up here. Paddle up. I still want it up, Dad. See how it drops down? Let's get it up. Good movement, good cover there. Way to angle off. You're closing down alleys there. I love the positioning there. Not just square on the kitchen line, you're more square to the ball. Great return. You're there. You slid over, great. And yeah, notice that fast one. Once you slid over, that fast one behind you has to be out. That's a great lead. You're only worried about playing slow balls behind you. You're set. Good finish. Just critical. We'll keep going over it. Us getting set when that ball crosses that line. The earlier you get set, I think the better you're going to be. I want to set right now. I think that's even an extra step you take there. And you're forced into playing a ball where we don't have to always get to that kitchen line. Eventually we want to get there. Ooh. I truly think on that last point, if you're set a little earlier, you don't end up with that swinging backhand, and you can probably get your paddle on you and start that dink process. Set. Ooh. That one you really want to yell at your partner short. Ideally he's looking back at you, but that one he's got to have paddle up, protect himself. Maybe he can get one hop back and get into a block position. I think that's what I'm explaining right. Partner went cross court there, kind of put you in a spot. But I think then if your intent is to get your partner safely to the line, you don't have to attack that ball. Stop, make it bounce. Try and split there, Dan. that one works out. I think that first ball off that high backhand is one that we don't have to hit so hard, so high, just an attempt to get it down. Sometimes I'm not too worried about the results, but just cause and effect. Good serve. Good patient split now. Paddle up. Yeah, good spot. If Tina gets a paddle on that from Andre, it's gonna come right back in the middle there. That's why I want your paddle up, so when that opportunity comes, you can hit down and not just through. You're watching him, that's great. You stop, perfect. High, okay, paddles down, soft. And go to Tina, you got this. Poor girl.
When Roman came and jumped through here, it took the whole net on the table down.
It's reset. I love that. I think this last one here. Let me see if I can find it. I think you just run up too early. Like you can see, you're only 2 steps in front of that green. I don't think we had a reason to go ahead. So let me try to find it. What I'm trying to prevent. So here's the play. You go over here. You get set. There's your full stop. I love this. Now you leave. You did not look at paddles. And look, Dave's is up, 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 up. Right? If he chose to come at you, do anything, you're just not in a great position. Now you look like, oh shoot. In reality, you never should have been past this green circle. You both would have been, this is high again. I want one hop back. It's over him. Right? But this is the scenario. This one is textbook where sometimes we're just too eager to go and then we look after, right? It's like kind of look both ways before you cross the street. I just want you to make sure it's worth moving forward because it's easy enough to hit another drop. It's hard to retreat back when you're under attack.
It's 7-1-2.